Greetings from the Jazz Cloud. I'm Richie Zellen, and in today's lesson I want to show you the first chorus of an easy solo by the legendary Miles Davis. And this is an ideal introduction to the concept of phrasing for the beginning jazz student. In addition, it's over a 12-bar blues, so it's short and to the point, but regardless of its simplicity and brevity, it also happens to be a master class in how to swing, as well as show you how to use space between your lines. So even if you're not quite a beginning jazz player, I'm sure you too can learn from it. This is off the album Cookin' by Miles, and it's the first chorus to Blues by Five. Let me play it for you, and afterwards I'll not only teach you each phrase real slow, but I'll also explain what is going on from a theoretical standpoint. Now that's a cooking little solo, isn't it? Before I proceed to teach it to you, I want to encourage you to download the special study package I've prepared so you can follow along and practice. And it consists of a PDF with regular notation and detailed tab, MP3s of the solo, as well as a backing track and a band in a box file for those who own the software. And this will enable you to slow it down or speed it up, loop different sections, and instantly transpose it so you can play it in any key. And all of this is available for download from my website, jazzguitar.richiezellen.com/premium for a nominal contribution. And by the way, if you decide to learn this solo, I also recommend a couple of other solos by Miles that I've posted in the past and will complement everything you learn from this one. So be sure to check out my lessons on So What, as well as Miles for Jazz Guitar, parts 1 and 2. And I will place links in the info section down below this video, as well as at the very end of the video. Okay, I hope you've downloaded the PDF so you can follow along. And we're going to start going over this real slow in 4-measure segments. And most of it is in 8th position, and I'm using a B-flat Mixolydian scale in combination with a B-flat minor pentatonic. I also recommend that you listen to the original version by Miles, and we're doing 2 choruses. I think I might have said 1 chorus at the beginning, but I lied and I went ahead and played 2 choruses. So that's a bonus for you there. And I was saying that listen to the recording by Miles and try to play along with it once you get comfortable playing it slowly by yourself, because that'll help you get a better feel for the piece, and then you can also say, I played with Miles. Okay, let's get started. The first 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it doesn't get any easier than that. He starts out with just the root played 3 times. It's almost like he's calling everybody to attention. Listen, I've got something to say, you know. And then in the second measure, he plays 1 and 2. So there we have a classic example of call and answer. So call, answer. Okay? It almost sounds like a Louis Armstrong solo, which I know that Miles listened to Satchmo, so it's no surprise. Let's go to measure number 5. Play measures 5 through 8. And here he's over the 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1. First we have a motif here. And then in measure 6, he varies the motif. And ends on measure 7 to conclude the phrase. So he's accentuating the 13. So this C here is the 13 for the E flat 7 chord. And then he's back on the B flat 7, the 1 chord, and he plays the 5 twice. And then he really accents that flat 13 on the G7 altered to move to the 9th measure, where we find a C minor 7, and here he plays another motif. So let me play these last 4 measures of the first chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3. That's the pickup to the first measure of the 2nd chorus. Okay, so going back here to measure number 9, he plays this motif, which is simply the root of the minor 7 and the 11th. The F is the 11th. See? And then over the 10th measure, he kind of varies it, starts again on the C. Now it becomes the 5th of the 5 chord, or the F. And he goes up to the 13 again, that D, and ends on the 1 chord, the B flat 7, which is a variation of the motif he played 2 measures ago over the C. 1, 2, 3. And that's the pickup to measure 1 of the 2nd chorus. And he goes 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the first 4 measures of the 2nd chorus. And now he's using the B flat minor pentatonic. As a matter of fact, he starts thinking over the B flat minor pentatonic with that pickup on the 12th measure of the previous chorus when he goes 2, 3, 4, 1. And there he ends on the 9th of the B flat 7 chord on the 3rd measure of the 2nd chorus. Notice how Miles constantly picks a note, usually an upper extension, and he really accents the note. You know, he really makes it known that he wants you to hear that upper extension. Does that a lot with the ninths and 13ths over the dominant chords. Also here in these first four measures of the second chorus, notice after that first note, which is really acting as the sharp 9, you know, of the B flat 7, he just plays the first quarter note, and then we have Miles' classic use of space. Boy, he was a master at that. You know, you have the remainder of the measure in silence. And then he does the same thing again on measure 4 of the second chorus. Not a single note there. Also, notice his use of syncopation on the second measure here. 1. Okay, when he plays that sharp 9. Let's move on to measure 5 of the second chorus. And I'm going to play measure 5 through 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. That is like a pickup to the ninth measure. But let's take a look at what he's doing here. He's over the 4 chord, the E flat 7 here, and he's playing the 3rd, 13th. So now here he's back over the B flat 7, and he's playing the 5th, and he jumps up to the root and accents the 13th. So he goes. And he ends a phrase by repeating a note and accentuating it on the upbeat. And that's a way that Miles created some very cool syncopation and really made those upper extensions stand out. Yeah. Actually, Duke Ellington was probably the first one I ever heard using that concept. C-Jam Blues. Okay. Then we see another use of space on measure 9. He doesn't play anything until the upbeat of the 3rd beat, where he's playing like a pickup to the 9th measure. So 1, 2, 3. So let me play the last 4 measures of the last chorus. Starting over the C minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. One, two, three, 4. Nothing on the 12th measure. So, very basic here. Over the C minor, he's just playing flat 7, 5, flat 3, and then he goes to the F7, and he does a chromatic approach to the 13. Ends on that B flat 7, playing a flatted 7 and a 5. So here we have another example of call and answer. So starting on that pickup at the end of the 8th measure, we have the call. And then the answer. And that's it. And that concludes our lesson. As usual, I appreciate your likes and comments and welcome any questions you may have. Also, if this is your first time on the Jazz Guitar channel and you enjoyed this lesson, please be sure to subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you will be notified of my upcoming lessons. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, may peace be with you, be safe, y nos vemos pronto.